In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how you can interface with your Raspberry Pi in almost all the ways possible. This video is primarily divided into 3 parts, but first we're going to be looking at the prerequisites. Before jumping into the actual process, we need to take care of a few things. First, the power requirements. The minimum power requirements of the device are 5 volts and 2.5 amps, which is equal to 12.5 watts. I'm using the OnePlus 6T's dash charger in order to provide 5 volts, 4 amps, which is equal to 20 watts, in order to compensate any power outages. Then the SD card. The minimum requirements for an SD card are 8GB or higher. I'm going to be using a 16GB SD card. Then the Ethernet cable. I'm using a 100 megabit Ethernet cable for this tutorial, but if you want better performance, you can use a 1000 megabit Ethernet cable. Then a 1080p HDMI based display, peripherals, internet connection, and a micro USB cable. Now, the second step is to install the image over the SD card. I'm going to download the Raspbian Stretch with desktop and recommended software from raspberrypi.org/downloads/raspbian. And then I'm going to download the SD card formatter. Then I'm going to download the Win32 disk imager. Once you have downloaded all these files, you have to open up SD card formatter. Then you have to select your SD card and quick format it. After formatting your SD card, you have to open up Win32 disk imager. There you have to select your SD card, select your disk image and hit write. The last step is to copy a file named SSH into your SD card's boot partition. For that, you have to right click on your desktop, select new text document, then you have to rename that text document to SSH including the extension. But make sure you have hidden extensions enabled in Windows Explorer. Now, our first mode of operation is the generic display keyboard and mouse mode of operation. In this, we're going to be connecting a display to the female HDMI port of the Raspberry Pi and a keyboard and a mouse to the female USB port of the Raspberry Pi. Now for the boot up process, I'm going to connect the power adapter to the Raspberry Pi. The boot up process is going to take approximately 3 minutes, so I'm going to fast forward that process. At the end, you will see this screen. Now, our second mode of operation is the headless mode of operation. In this mode of operation, we're going to be needing the Ethernet cable and the power adapter. In this mode of operation, we're going to be eliminating the possibility of peripherals. For this, you have to connect one end of the Ethernet cable to the Raspberry Pi and the other end to the computer. Before connecting the Ethernet cable to the computer, you have to install Advanced IP Scanner and PuTTY. After installing the two tools, you have to go to Control Panel, Network and Internet and click on View Network Status and Tasks. Then you will notice your computer is trying to identify your Ethernet connection. There's your Raspberry Pi connected. After that, select your internet-enabled Wi-Fi connection, go to Sharing tab and select the first option. In the drop-down menu, select Ethernet, click on OK and then click on Close. Then open up PuTTY and Advanced IP Scanner. In the Advanced IP Scanner window, hit the Scan button. If you manage to know the IP address of the Ethernet connection, you can skip this step. After detecting your Raspberry Pi, you have to enter its IP address or hostname in PuTTY, and then click on Open. The default username is Pi and the password is Raspberry. I have changed the password though. If everything goes well, you will see the Raspberry Pi terminal. Type in the following command. You can navigate in the menu by the arrow keys. Go to Interfacing Options, then go to VNC, navigate to Yes, then select OK and then navigate to Finish. To close the terminal window, you can simply type Exit. After this, open up VNC, type in the same hostname or IP address and then hit Enter. Then you will see the Raspberry Pi desktop. Now, the third mode of operation is the headless wireless mode of operation. For this mode of operation, following the steps of the previous mode of operation is mandatory. For this mode of operation, you only need the power adapter and your Raspberry Pi, with the memory card of course. All the communications with your Raspberry Pi are going to be done over Wi-Fi. For this, you have to make a notepad file with the following lines, where the SSID contains the name of your Wi-Fi network and the password contains the password of your Wi-Fi network. After this, save the file with the following name. Then you have to copy this file to the same location where you copied the SSH file, that is the boot partition of your SD card. This file will help connecting your Raspberry Pi to your Wi-Fi network once it boots up automatically. Then you have to open the residential gateway login of your Wi-Fi network. There you have to find the devices connected to your Wi-Fi network. If everything goes well, you will see your Raspberry Pi connected. From the residential gateway login of your Wi-Fi network, gather the IP address of your Raspberry Pi. Open up VNC, type in the same IP address. There you have it, your Raspberry Pi desktop connected wirelessly. You can also do this by using the hotspot service in Windows. But make sure you have a working internet connection. If you didn't like the video, use the dislike button. If you liked it, you know what to do. To stay updated, use the bell icon and the subscribe button. If you are facing problems, use the comment section.